Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, this is your new moon reading for March 2021. And I'm calling in our angels and guides of the highest vibrations of love and light, because I don't want to talk to anyone else. And we're going to see what kind of energy is around you in present time, what's coming up into the future, into the trajectory. What kind of blocks and resistance are you experiencing this month? So let's see what we have here. And then at the end, I'm going to do 3 questions, and I'll pull a card for each question. I'll give it a yes or a no, and I'll explain a little bit of energy around what's coming up for those 3 questions. So I'll give you a little heads up so you can pause the video just in case you need to come up with your questions. But let's see what's going on here. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. First, what I'm noticing is you're coming from a place where some kind of union has ended. So this could be business, but this could also be romantic, some kind of friendship. It could be also some kind of family relationship, but there's some kind of relationship that has come to a close or come to an end. So let's see. It also looks like the big picture is talking about the Wheel of Fortune reversed. The Wheel of Fortune reversed is talking about divine timing. And somehow or another, this was not divine timing for this thing to work out or to come full circle. And as a matter of fact, it does look like, here's the 3 of Wands that just jumped out when we're talking about this divine timing for the big picture. And it looks like there might be something actually up ahead that can heal or what I'm hearing is replace this upset, replace this ending. So it's either healed or reconciled or replaced. But whatever it was that ended right now, it had more to do with divine timing than anything else. So that is interesting, water signs. Okay, so your higher self is talking about some kind of collaboration. This feels like it's work related, but this is also my therapy card. So it's like a collaboration and figuring out very possibly what the hell went on here. But let me get a little bit of clarity on that. Yeah, pretty much what the hell went on here. Here's the Tower card. So there's like some therapy happening to figure out why in the world did my tree get set on fire? Why did this come to a close? Why did this come to an end? And your angels and guides are talking about some kind of, this could be a twin flame union. Here's the 4 of Wands. This can be a soulmate union. There's some kind of energy here that is about happiness and wholeness. And it may have felt that way. And then all of a sudden, things took a bit of a turn. So there was some release of joy, release of happiness, like that end of joy and happiness. Let me just ask a little bit about this. Where did this come from? What this looks like to me, water signs, is there were some internal conflicts of brewing. So some internal conflicts were happening. Some things were being internalized that were not being expressed, and they were being kept secret. They were being kept undercover. Why is that? Why weren't they brought out? There was a fear of judgment. There was a fear of, if I let you know who I truly am, you're not going to take that. You're not going to take that on well. Let me see. I want another clarifier for that. Right. There's some kind of truth that didn't want to be told. There's definitely truth in the shadows. Someone wasn't telling the truth. Okay, we'll look more at this in a moment. It definitely seemed like a soulmate situation that turned really abruptly with the Tower card here. And it looks like there's a lot of collaboration happening right now to figure that out, to come to terms with some cognitive dissonance that's happening. Your brain is catching up to a new reality. Okay, so the heart of the situation, let's take a look here. Yeah, here's the Knight of Swords reversed and the Ten of Cups. So the heart of the situation is talking about kind of someone storming the castle really fast with a lot of amazing ideas about how this is going to feel, a lot of amazing ideas about how emotional satisfaction, gratification, emotional fulfillment was going to take place, rushing in for this emotional fulfillment. And somebody's head was kind of in the sand around this. It's like, instead of this being an exciting new thing to move forward and engage in, it's like it was more of something that was attained and then wasn't worked on, or the energy ended. Once it was attained, the energy ended or was taken out somehow. Happening now and into the near future, we have the King of Pentacles reversed. This is someone who is a narcissist, someone who can't really think about anyone but themselves, and they're feeling, this would be feeling ungrounded or unsafe in some way. This would be somebody feeling like perhaps they were exposed, someone found out things about them and they were exposed in some way. So this is happening now, it's happened, or it's happening in the near future. Let me ask a little bit more about this. Narcissist. Right, there's some kind of complete closure to this. And a decision has been made to completely close out a cycle having to do with someone, oh, I won't even say predator, completely closing out a cycle having to do with someone who was draining someone who was just draining someone else's energy. So someone comes in with the truth, someone understands and realizes the reality of the situation and realizes, it looks like from the heart of the situation, that this maybe was even a conquest. And once it was achieved, that was what completed it. Oh, that is pretty harsh, water signs. Okay, let's continue on here. Your advice around this has to do with the Page of Wands reversed. Your advice is literally close the door. Close the door. You don't need to be drained anymore. What is going on, water signs? Okay, so past, present, future. Here in the past, this looks like a third party of some kind. Here is the Nine of Pentacles and it's reversed. This is a partnered person acting single, or some kind of commitment, but there is a distraction. And that is happening in the past. In the present, someone has unplugged and surrendered to the universe. It's like, Calgon, take me away. Someone is unplugged and they're just like, okay, universe, do what you will, because what just happened? So there you have that. And then we have the Six of Pentacles. It's like there's a lot of information coming in about giving and receiving, reciprocation. And that's happening in the future. Information coming in about give and take, reciprocity. I want to ask a little bit more about that too. Water sign. This is a big deal. Okay, so you do have someone coming in who is either offering an apology, or this could be new love that's coming in. You have a pursuer. Someone's coming in to pursue you. Pursue you for what? What are they going to say? Let's see. Oh, they want to start something fresh. They want to start something new. They want to go on a new journey with you. Okay, this could be someone from the past. It could be this person who is feeling ungrounded and upset because you're no longer there. There's definitely this ending that they're dealing with. There's definitely someone who has decided, hey, I am not down with this. I'm not down with this at all. So, okay, let's see. Release the idea that, possibly that this is over. Release the idea that this is over, but also release the idea that I have cut cords or cut you out of my life. Okay, I want to know a little bit more about that. Okay, this is what I want to say about that. Before you make any decisions about cutting cords or not cutting cords, here we have the Queen of Swords, and she gets really, really clear on what her intentions are. So get clear on what your intentions are and cut things out of your life that no longer serve you, whatever those things may be. The interesting thing is, too, there is some resistance, and resistance is coming up as balance. I have resistance to balance. I also have resistance to sobriety or some kind of sobriety. So this would be the momentum of escape, the momentum of not wanting to deal with situations. I also want to say I'm hearing falsehood. So the momentum of some kind of falsehood, the momentum and continuation of some kind of falsehood. So I have resistance to being straightforward and being in balance. I want to know a little bit more about that, water signs. What is that about? And here we have the Lovers reversed. This has something to do with a decision that needed to be made that was not made. So it's like the procrastination of making a decision. Tell me more about this. This has to do with the resistance. I have resistance to making a decision. I have resistance to what? I have resistance to fully unplugging. This is the momentum of energy going in and out, coming in and coming out, dipping your foot in the pool and then taking your toes out really quick. Like this is back and forth energy. I have resistance to commitment. Okay, so what I want to do is get a little bit more clarity with the Lenormand here, water signs. And I want to look at your happening now and into the near future. And what we have is the moon. So the moon in Lenormand has a lot to do with romance. It has a lot to do with dreams and dream interpretation, but it also has a lot to do with romance. So there's something headed into the future here around possibly new romance. Yeah, there is some happiness coming in, even though all of this sounds like really heart-wrenching. There's this possibility of romance coming into the near future, and this is also great happiness. Here's the Sun card, and we do have the sun and the moon. So what that also means is that something is becoming illuminated. Something was in the shadows and it's becoming illuminated in the near future. All right, I also want to look at the trajectory. Water signs, tell me a little bit more about what is going on in the future. Right. Okay, so there's definitely somebody who is closing out something. This is the Coffin card. It's like, okay, something has completely completed. Something has come to a close, something has come to an end, but then you still have something had to come to a close and come to an end in order for this new pursuer or this new way of pursuing came about. So this real reciprocity and the opportunity for this reciprocity that wasn't there before. So this new journey with real communication, someone coming to you and asking for that. I want real communication. I want to know how you feel. I want you to know how I feel, and I want to move forward in this way rather than this crazy conquest energy. I just don't like that at all. Okay, so I want to ask overall advice from Lenormand. What is going on here? This is about self-healing. This is about healing that you do yourself. That doesn't mean that you can't go get Reiki or go to therapy or go do whatever it is that you need to do. Go get your nails did. This is, though, self-care, but it's also about you initiating your own healing. So I want to ask, I want some advice for, first we'll go with Cancer. I want some advice for Cancer. Wow, Cancer, this just jumped right out. Okay, here you go. So Cancer, your advice, your angels and guides are giving you advice around taking an act of strength. So being strong. This is about aligning with yourself, being strong within yourself, and taking action to do that regarding healing your heart, healing your broken heart. So Cancer, very specifically, healing your broken heart by really recognizing your own power. Okay, and then Pisces, your angels and guides want to tell you advice for March. Pisces, Pisces, Pisces. Advice for March is focusing on your own sense of intuition, completely trusting your intuition, completely trusting your psychic awareness, your oneness awareness, and also recognizing that you're not wrong. Your intuition is not wrong. So reset and get clicked in with your own intuition. Something that you intuited maybe was, there was an attempt to make you disbelieve your feelings, and your advice is to align with your own truth. You know what it is. Scorpio, I want to know what your advice is for March. Here we go. Scorpio, your advice is to stop juggling. It is to focus on one thing and focus on alignment. Still looking for Scorpio. This is about negative self-speak. So watch yourself speak. How you speak to yourself, what you're saying to yourself. I want to know what you're saying to yourself. You're saying something to yourself about dysfunctional dynamics. And Scorpio, it's really important to recognize where that comes from for you. Okay. So let's see. I want to go ahead and you can pause the video if you need to figure out what it is that you're wanting to ask about. But I am going to answer questions that I don't know what they are. So they're your questions, but I'm going to give a yes or a no and give a little bit of energy around whatever the question is that you're asking. So I'll do 1, 2, and 3. So this is the first one. And the first one, I'm going to say yes to this. If it were this way, I'd say no. But the answer to this question I'm feeling is a positive one. This is about overcoming heartbreak. That would be the energy of this. Yeah. And there's some kind of coming together. Of course, this can be romantic, but it can also be anything else. Business-wise, business endeavor, or some kind of a project. But I would say this is a yes, overcoming adversity, and then coming together, partnership. Okay. And the second question is, I'm going to say no. This is a no. This is a separation of some kind, or this is a let's go our opposite directions, because these things are not coming together cohesively. and more energy around that. Yeah, there's some kind of, it's like it's a disproportionate amount of work for one person. It's like there's so much burden put on one person that it just can't play out well at this time. And here is the last question. I'm going to say that's a big yes. This is also the twin flame card, 1111. So the answer to that is yes. And it also has to do with strength. It has to do with how you're standing in your power. This does feel like whatever kind of endeavor this is, there's a lot of power and strength behind it. This could also even be a power couple or a power partnership of some kind. Okay, water signs. Thank you so much for being with me. I'm going to be posting some more videos soon, so just keep your ears open, and I will see you soon. Have a wonderful new moon.